Welcome to Equal Entertainment. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. Actor Amelia Hampshire made us laugh and think deeper with her iconic role as Stevie in Schitt's Creek. And she stole our hearts when she graced the cover of The Advocate last year. Now, Hampshire is sharing a new story with the world in the form of a graphic novel. In my Advocate cover story, Hampshire discussed her experience coming out as queer in her 30s and the challenges she faced navigating the entertainment industry as an openly queer actor. She actively uses her platform to promote visibility and acceptance for the LGBTQ+ community. A year removed from that Advocate magazine cover, Hampshire is staying busy as ever. Her graphic novel, Amelia Aierwood, Basic Witch, is about a misfit teenager in a famous family of superstar witches. I talked with Emily about bringing this story to life. Emily, thank you for chatting with me. It's always a pleasure. And congratulations on your graphic novel.
Thank you.
So exciting. Would you first chat with me a little bit about when you got the idea to write a graphic novel, how you knew that you wanted to do that?
Well, I didn't. I never thought of it in my life until a former agent of mine over COVID left being a talent agent to follow his passion into comic books. He was obsessed with comic books and went to this company called Z2, which primarily does comics for musicians. They pair with musicians and help them tell their story through graphic novels, like the Gorillas or Joan Jett, and they do all that. And so him coming to the company, he was like, I think they'd never done an actor before, but he was like, I think Emily might have a comic book in her. And when he said this to me, I was like, what? Is that an insult? I don't know. The way you say it sounds like crazy. But he was like, no, I just feel like the limitless canvas of a comic book is something you would love. And I never thought of it that way. I'd never thought of it at all. But when he put it that way, I was like, oh my God, I can do anything. I can have an 8-foot Yeti. I can have a Jello pool. Health and safety is not going to be like, you have to sanitize the Jello or it's too budget. And so, yeah, that was, but then I was like, well, I don't draw. I mean, there's a drawing of mine at the back of the comic and you'll see why I didn't draw.
It's a good one.
But and also like I can write a story, but I don't know how to write panels and comment. And so he's like, don't worry about that. We pair you with people and you just need a story. And so then I got a story and it all kind of went from there. And I can't believe this is like the greatest dream come true that I never had for myself.
Amazing. Well, you are just doing so much that like you just keep doing great work and it's just flowing out of you. So I think that's, it makes sense that this happened for you. And I want to touch on the story a little bit because it's about a teen witch who, is different by virtue of being a witch, but also even different within her own family by virtue of being not a very successful witch. And would you talk about layering that into your story, these kind of levels of difference and acceptance?
Yeah, well, I mean, it came to me from, I was watching the Kardashians and I was like thinking, this is a real family of people. And like, what if I just happened to be born into this family? I would be the worst Kardashian ever. I would be like stuck in the waist trainer. I would be so bad at the influencing. And so then that kind of translated to, what if the worst witch in the world was born into the most famous family of super witches? And they had a reality show like the Kardashians do. And she was cut out of the show because her magic is just not on brand. And so that's where it came from. But it also, like when I was growing up, the stuff I liked to read was Ramona the Brave, Ramona the Pest, Judy Blume, Calvin and Hobbes, like the Misfits. I really felt seen in the Misfits and like that rascal kind of character that is always messing up, but then they find their own thing. And I only realized this after I write something, that it's always kind of the same story. It's always a search for identity. It's always the Wizard of Oz. It's always like, you always had it in you. You just needed to find it for yourself. It's the same story of Stevie. And so that I did want a story about a misfit, who, because when, like, in writing it, I really felt like I got to go back and tell my younger self, everything you think is wrong with you, that you're trying to fix and hide, like, that's what makes you special. That's your magic. And you don't know that when you're a kid. You realize it only in hindsight, that what's different about you makes you special, makes you amazing.
Yeah, incredible. Well, I also want to touch on, this is very on brand for you, and we love you for continuing to tell these stories, but you've included a trans best friend for Amelia. And, that's especially important, because of these horrible, craven attacks on trans youth. I mean, LGBTQ plus people in general, but especially on trans people and trans youth. And would you talk about what it means to you to be able to include this character who's just living her life and is cool and fun and does the right thing? What does that mean?
Well, because that character is like right outside there. That is my best friend, Neela. And she's drawn like Neela. Neela's phone photo is the character now. And I just wanted to tell the true story of my life in that situation. Because like there's this one scene where they meet, and like I am telling Neela a lot of the time, like, oh my God, you have such cool shoes. And she does say, it is hard to find shoes as a trans woman, like cool ones. And I just wanted it to be as normal as it is in my life. And I think that is the way to help the situation with everything that's happening now, is visibility. I think people are just scared of what they don't know. And I am lucky to be constantly surrounded by such a diverse group of people. But, if you live in, I don't know, somewhere middle America where everybody around you is white and straight, and you don't know a trans person, and that's why you're afraid, or you just don't understand it. I think if anybody just knew Aneela, they would be like, oh, she's just like us, maybe cooler. So yeah, I really just wanted it to be as normal as everyone else in the book.
Thank you so much to Emily for stopping by. Her graphic novel, Amelia Aierwood, Basic Witch, is available wherever you get your books. Time magazine is honoring its 100 most influential people of 2023. Among them, on a long list of celebrities, politicians, innovators, and leaders, is GLAAD CEO Sarah Kate Ellis. Ellis recently attended the Time 100 Gala and Summit. She wore a pantsuit with the colors of the transgender flag to draw attention to trans advocates who are fighting anti-trans bills around the country. She says being named to the Time 100 list was an important moment in her career.
This is a real seminal moment for me because I've been at GLAAD for 9 years, and it's really about building the influence of the organization so that I am ensuring that the LGBTQ voice is in every important, powerful room where decisions are being made on a daily basis, and that our community is being represented there.
That's all the time we have for today. You can follow us on the Advocate Channel YouTube page for interviews with the biggest names in movies, TV, and music. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist, and that's what's happening in entertainment.